Hey there, this is B-Ray549. Thanks for tuning in. Well, it finally gave up. My sander finally bit the dust. And I had just put on new sanding disc and new belt. And I was starting to sand this ball peen hammer. And I heard a pop and the power went out and the AC went out. But the lights were on, so I thought, huh. So I checked the GFI breaker, and sure enough, it had popped. Well, I was trying to figure out, how could that pop? And then so when I turned it back on, the AC came back on, but not the sander. It was dead on arrival. So I'm thinking, well, it's probably not the switch. I'm thinking it's in the motor, and I believe it's probably right underneath this little cap here. And that is where the capacitor is located. And I saw liquid coming around that cap. You can actually still see it. So my guess is that it needs a new capacitor. Hopefully that will solve the problem. Yeah, so I think it's going to be under here. Let's take a look at that. There we go. And we'll get a screwdriver on this. Let's go with the channel lock. 6 and 1. Now you never want to handle a capacitor without grounding it out, because a capacitor is a store of power. So it's got, I don't know how many quadrillion volts are in there. It'll feel good. So the way you do that is, what you do is you ground it out. So I'm going to be safe and use rubber gloves and insulated handles. Let's stick this out here. Okay. Alright, there we go. I'm just going to touch those two together. Just like so. So it cancels it all out. Now then, I'm going to Google search that part number, and sometimes it'll show you where they're available at. So let's give that a shot. Before I do that though, I'm going to clean up this liquid waste here. Who knows what's in there. And then around this thing as well. Oh no! Drat! That grease wiped off the number when I wiped it. Oh, you know what though? I think I took a picture of it. Well, at least I got it on tape, so I'll be able to look that up. So the next step is to replace the capacitor, reinstall it, put the cap back on it, and test it out. If it runs, it's going on Facebook Marketplace. If it doesn't, I don't know. Well, it's been a few days and the capacitor finally came in. So I will be replacing that. Let's see if it matches. Because when I wiped all the grease off of here, or whatever it was, it rendered the numbers illegible. But I did a little research and I think I found the suitable replacement. So we'll assemble that back into there. Looks like it needs a new solderless terminal onto the wire, and then we'll see if that solved the problem. go. Okay. This looks like it. Same color. Yeah, fits right on. Boy, that thing really locks on there. There we go. And yeah, that looks in good condition. So I'll just add that other one to here and plug it in. Perfect. And this one will go on the other side. Okay, there we go. Now simply put the cover back on top. This slides. Let's slide it in this way first. Okay, now comes the moment of truth. Good, I'm glad. I'm actually kind of glad it went out because in the meantime I went out and bought this one here. But it's a Porter cable, has the same size disc, and it has a 4-inch belt, which I really didn't have one in working order. And I've already used this a few times and it performs a lot better than that one. And it's a little bit quieter, and it just seems more solidly built. But the thing is, this one has the 4-inch belt, which is totally different than working with a 1-inch belt. So after I got that one with the 4-inch belt, I realized I'm not going to be able to restore all the tools that I like to restore without this small little belt sander, because the other one has a platen, I think that's how they pronounce it. Goes all the way up. This one here, the platen's been taken out, and it's just a lot easier to work with smaller tools. And if you remember this one, currently working on that one. When I started, it looked like that. So I'm kind of polishing it up. I'm going to put a new handle on it, make it look like new if I can. So, I don't even remember where I was at before this thing went out. I guess I was working on this when it went out. So let's continue restoring this ball peen hammer. This was all 80 grit. Some people get it highly polished. Not sure how far I'm going to do that on. I could do highly polished on the sides and on the barrel of the head, but this takes a little time. Well, that about does it for this video. Here's some pictures of the ball peen hammer that I had refinished. The lighting's really not very good and doesn't show the color very well, but that's a fire engine red gloss paint that I have on there. Anyway, hey, thanks for watching my video, and as always, have a great day.